Hello and welcome to Laguna Seca, where people move to be close to a racetrack and then complain that they're living next to a racetrack. Yes, that's currently happening in real life. People who live right near this track are complaining about the track and they want it shut down. And I think if you move next to a racetrack, you probably should expect there to be a little bit of noise. So maybe don't move next to a racetrack if you want peace and quiet. Move there if you've got a car and you want to drive it. Anyway, I'm not going to get too far into that. Someone might get mad at me if they live near this racetrack, but I love this track. It's actually one of my favorite tracks, and it drives me crazy that they're trying to shut it down, but hey, we'll still have this. Now, here's what I love about Laguna Seca is the Corkscrew, and that is crazy. We're going to back that up. That's a big bounce. I mean, that's like I've got basketballs for tires. This thing is just, like, it's toast. There's no way that's still going to be okay, but this game doesn't have jumping as part of its programming. So you're not getting any damage when you're jumping. I'm off track a little bit, so that's going to count as damage. But I got to get into other stuff. This is going to be an endless endurance race. It's a very difficult one. I tell you, like, ooh, I got a little bit squirrely there. You can, it's possibly that corner might be possible full throttle. Maybe if you have really perfect trajectory. You're not going to see me do it very often. You can drive this track so fast in this car. It's just so awesome. I just like, I just love it. And then the corkscrew cut, you're going to notice that I'm braking though. I'm really controlling this because you don't want to do that. You really want to go through there in control. Now it's blind. One thing that makes Laguna Seca difficult is there are several blind corners, and it's challenging. I used to hate this track. I mean, hate it. I used to hate it because I spent so much time not on the track. I spent so much time off the track. You get all these flat corners. There's a bunch of sand. There's really walls nowhere near you. So when you go off track, you're really off track for a while. But oh my goodness, once you dial in this track, it is so awesome. It's so awesome in high grip cars. Like the Valkyrie is another car that I just love here. So you're going to notice that I'm going to be braking heading into the corkscrew, not going too crazy. Oh boy, that was risky. And then it's like sometimes you're falling like a rock. I think it's possible, like I don't seem to do it this time around. I've been training here for a while. If you're going about 250 kilometers an hour, you can really nicely take that jump. If you've got the right trajectory, you can get through it and keep on going. But if you get it wrong, you can really bounce violently, and other things can happen, which we'll see some of those things. I've had a lot of attempts at this. It's not very forgiving. Like, you can get away with a little bit at this point, a little bit of mistakes, nothing major, but it's not a very forgiving race. Oops, I didn't want to go off track there. That's actually a bit of a blind corner, and this is like a completely blind corner. You need to know where you're going. That actually wasn't bad, other than it was a bit slow. Like, that wasn't much faster than not taking the cut, honestly. This corner, that second last corner there, man, you can take it fast in this car. Like, we're talking a little tap on the brakes. You got to be early. And then that's what I found, is that you're braking earlier and then blasting through the corner. It's just mind-boggling. This Valente is just awesome. And, gotta watch out for that. I passed him heading into the braking zone, and then you got to be careful of kamikazes. That will happen, so you've got to be prepared for it, or you're going to get taken out and damaged. Ghosts can damage you, believe it or not. It doesn't make any sense, but they can. So you got to be prepared for it. Oh, I'm not going to have a great setup here, so I'm going to overbrake it a little bit. Oh, actually, that wasn't too bad. The acceleration is so intense in this car. So this corner is where you're barely braking. Now this, watch out, kamikaze, bye-bye. I passed them right before the braking zone, and then they just lift off the gas and go. It's a weird glitch in the Bott programming, but it took a long time for us to get to this Bott programming, which is pretty good. Prior to this, I'm going way back to update 8, the bots would just totally take you out in corners, and now they don't. So you wouldn't think this is a blind corner, but watch. You're really starting your turn before you can see where you're going. So there's some muscle memory. Same with this. There's muscle memory. There's just kind of knowing, ooh, that was pretty close to being horrible. There's just knowing where you're going, and that takes time. I've covered things about this car, the costs and that, in several other videos. I'm not going to get into all that. I can link videos to the Valente. It's got multiple endless endurance races. Like in F1 Reloaded, Interlagos is endless, which is shocking because there's not one cut there that is beneficial. And the Bott programming just can't seem to handle that track very well. So you're able to do it endlessly. It's kind of shocking, actually. And then, so right now, I haven't even said this yet. We're in the exclusive series, guys. This is, you know what? Before I put this video up, I'll add that at the beginning of the video. Ooh, I was surprisingly good. I thought I was in a wreck. There'll be text that you would have already seen it. There's text at the beginning of the video saying that we're at the exclusive series. So one thing I want to point out before people say it, there are 2 endurance races at Indianapolis Motor Speedway Road Course. That is a mistake. I've already asked them to swap one of those. So hopefully we see something in its place. We'll just see what that is. Definitely was an error on their part. Having a repeat race like that's kind of annoying. It happens. That one is also endless. I actually didn't try it yet, but I've seen some people said it was endless. So we'll just see what the pay is like. And I've got to do the math on the pay on this one yet, which I will do, of course, before this video goes live. Ooh, got to be careful here. So I slowed down a bit because I saw what was going to happen. So yeah, I mean, you're seeing my clock is winding down. I've been driving this pretty flawlessly, and we're getting to the endless, to the perpetual point. Now, I'm hitting it now. It's very possible if you try this race, oh, nuts. It's very possible if you try this, you will not hit it your first try. You might not hit it your second try or your third try. It's very challenging. So you're going to want to make sure that your targets aren't too crazy, so that if you go this far, at least you're going to get first place pay. The only reason why I was able to overtake him is because I was on the throttle substantially earlier. I'm still overcutting that corner. I do not want to go off track there. Here I'm going to take this a little more aggressive. Whoa, that's sketch. Now they're going to still brake here, but look, you can see I'm clearly at the perpetual point now. They're starting to stack up, so I'm not quite sure to catch a nice slipstream. Now the danger of this, I'm doing major slipstreaming down this whole section. That's going to really throw off my braking point. See if I lose it here. Oh, I did okay, good. But now he's in my braking zone. Nuts. Oh well, I just had to overbrake a little bit. This is obviously full throttle. And this corner coming up here is so enjoyable in this car. You're not on the brakes too long and you are blasting through so fast. This corner is full throttle. Got to be careful doing some slingshotting around this fellow. And then I got to be careful in the corkscrew. Oh gosh, oh, that was beautiful. Oh my gosh. The corkscrew cut, it's just random every time. You just don't know what's the car gonna do. You just don't know. You don't know how you're gonna bounce anytime. You just got to be ready for it. So you want to aim to be on track with your cut, and then don't take it too fast. You'll notice that I brake, I aim, and I punch it. And that's what I'm doing. Oh, that was amazing that time. Man, that was fast. And then I'm surprised I'm still catching. Watch this. See, he's faster than fully upgraded, but he's not optimizing the corner. Pretty amazing. And I've still got there's first place finally. So yeah, I mean, that could be, you want to make sure you get maximum pay for this. Ooh, this is not a good trajectory into here. Still, I guess that's still time savings. Taking the cut versus taking it properly. This, oh, that was nice. Bots don't take that corner very well, you're noticing. Last corner, they do pretty well. First corner, maybe if I'm on the inside, I could do this, but then I risk getting a kamikaze bot in the way. Oh, there we go, I overdrove it. That's not good. Now, overdriving like that, I might have been able to take that full throttle. I did a very slight braking point, as you might have noticed, like on again, off again, just boom, boom. This, I just love this. I mean, I'm keeping it above 250 kilometers an hour around that corner. That's just crazy to even say that. Like, taking a corner that fast, okay? Need to be, oh, nuts. If you're steering when you leave the ground, you can do a full 180 in the air. I've had it happen multiple times. If you're steering hard while you're leaving the ground, that can happen, and that's dangerous. Again, the game doesn't understand us being off the ground. If you are off the ground in a cup race and you watch the replay, it will show you on the ground, because that's just not in the programming for this game. Now, there is a very strange thing that happens here, though. So, I've had situations in races where I was jumping over a car, or it was jumping over me, and it still hit me. Yet, here at Laguna Seca, we had a time trial recently where people were taking the jump here. They weren't taking it as severe as I am, so they weren't taking this cut here, because that would penalize you, but they were taking the second part, and they were not getting an off-track penalty. And that's just because they were off the ground. It's so interesting. But one person, Lambo Coin, I'm pretty sure it was Lambo Coin, was still able to get, I think, Lambo Coin, you'll correct me, I'm sure. You got a very high place without taking the jump, which was super impressive. I forget what position you had on that one. I guess I could look at your video, but incredible. Lambo Coin showed that, one, taking that cut wasn't enough to get you a good time. I did a video showing what people were doing, and I didn't get a group, nuts. I didn't get a group 8 time because you can't just take a cut like that. You still need a lot of skill everywhere else on the track. But Lambo Coin showed it was not necessary to get a very high time. Ooh, we're getting all loose all over the place. I'm running out of time, so I'm getting crazy aggressive. And this is getting dangerously low on time. As you noticed, I'm hitting him. That's risky. I'm going to check for damage. So here's how you check for damage. You look at your front wing, and not a mark on it. No damage. I'm surprised. So that makes me very happy. No damage. Lots of bots in front of me. So you see this and you think, well, they're all right there. This is going to be so easy. Well, they're faster than fully upgraded. So no, you have to get them in the corners. That's where you get them. You've got to get to the throttle earlier than they are, and then you have very little time to overtake them because they're going to start to pull away. Look at that. So I'm trying to do this. Maybe damage there. I'm very surprised he was braking. I'm running out of time, so I've got to just go for it. And that was definitely a damaging accident. No way around that one. That was pretty devastating. So I'm not going to keep this going. I don't think I can. But it's going to start to affect my fame numbers very quickly. So we're going to freeze this right at 53 kilometers, which is pretty much 15 laps. And then I'm going to go back and end it right at 53. And let's just take a look. I'll show you what damage looks like. And if you look at the front wing now, there's a lot of damage. Now, the fame pay isn't great at 946 fame per minute because you can't hire the agent. The M dollars, though, 9280 M per minute, only 115.16 kilometers to reach $250,000. That is the best paying endurance race for M dollars in the game so far. So please like and subscribe. See you on the track.